Hello everyone, and in this video we are going to talk about the most important tools in Maya. That's move, rotate and scale tools. And as you already know, we have our select tool, and if I will hover my mouse over this tool, we will be able to see a shortcut. It's Q. And let's create a primitive. I will create a cube. And let's go to the move tool. It looks like this, and if I will hover over it, you will be able to see that it have W shortcut, and we will see Gizmo on the screen in the center of the cube. And this Gizmo will be the same as our Gizmo at the left bottom corner of the screen, and both of them represent global axes, global transform axes. And as you can see, if I hover over any part of a manipulator, I can move it. I can just drag with my left mouse button. We have our x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, and the central part allow us to move our cube freely, actually not freely, but parallel to our viewport window. So that's really easy. It's not so precise like in Channelbox, but not all of it. We will not need precision all of the time. We also have these squares, green, red and blue. And I will add a plane too to show you some of the things. I will put my cube on the plane, and if I will use green square, I will exclude y-axis from the transformation. So I will use only x and z-axis. If I want to exclude x-axis, I use red square, and if I want to exclude blue axis, that's Z, I use blue square. Also, if you paid attention, if we hover and click on some parts of the manipulator, they turn yellow. That means this part is active. And we can use these active parts with the middle mouse button. We can keep our cursor anywhere in the screen, push middle mouse button and use this active part of the manipulator. Sometimes it is really handy. And next tool is rotate tool. Shortcut is E. And as you can see, we can rotate our cube, but right now I don't think I have default settings. Axis orientation by default is object on the rotate tool. That means if we double click on rotate tool, we will be able to change it, but you will have it on default. And if I will rotate my cube on any axis, you can see that manipulator is rotating too. On our move tool, we have world orientation, and Gizmo is always still, but rotation manipulator is always rotating with the cube because it uses a local orientation of the object. That's basically the difference between global and local orientation. Global orientation are always still, and the local orientation means that the coordinates or the gizmo rotates with the object. But we will go in depth of that later. But for now, all we need to know is that we can rotate our object with manipulator, and if we want to rotate our object precisely, we can hit J, and it will allow us to use the increments of 15 degrees. So click J and rotate with the increment. And we also have our scale tool. Here nothing will surprise you already. We have the same X, Y, and Z on the manipulator. And if we will select several objects with our select tool, we can box select both of them. We can scale them together or rotate together or move together. And the central part will allow us to scale our object uniformly. And again, we have an active part, and we can use our middle mouse button to scale our object. Again, we have this red, blue, and green square, and these squares will exclude some axes from the transformations. For example, we want to exclude vertical axis, and we will use a green square, and it will look like this. It is really handy sometimes. We will use it a lot. Of course, we can't scale our object precisely like this, but sometimes in 3D modeling we just eyeball the size of the objects. And I remind you that the shortcuts is Q, W, E, and R.